Way back when, there used to be the Masters Walleye Circuit. It was a walleye tournament circuit, a partners tournament. My friend John Campbell and I decided, well, let's enter this MWC tournament that was going to be held out of the Illinois River in Spring Valley, Illinois. We lived in the Chicago area. John and I both went to college together, fished together. I caught my first fish with him and didn't know much about fishing until I met John Campbell. So we fished that tournament and we didn't catch a fish. So we thought, well, let's try the next one, which was a lake out in Michigan. We went to that one and we didn't catch a fish in that one either. So our first two tournaments of my career, we didn't catch a fish. So the next year we decided, all right, well, we're not going to be, undaunted by that. So we decided to fish them all. So we fished them all and we actually qualified for the championship. And then when we came down to the championship itself, my father passed away from a heart attack the day before the tournament, so I couldn't fish the first day. John went out, caught a limit himself, but he could only weigh half. And then I came back and we caught limits both the next 2 days. We ended up third in that championship. I remember I was getting driven around in a boat, lifting our fish up, and everybody in the stadium screaming and cheering. And I mean, that's when I said I want to be a professional fisherman. And at the time, John and I were both Hewlett-Packard sales guys, and he looked at me and says, "Are you crazy?" And I said, "I don't think so. I want to be a professional fisherman." So I made a promise to myself to be a full-time fisherman because I loved it. I loved the fishing. I wanted to be able to make a living out of fishing. And so I put all my resources into that. I went to all the sports shows, tried to figure out what made the sports shows run and why people came. And a lot of the fishermen that came to the sports shows actually wanted to learn how to fish, because that's how I started. I started by coming to the sports shows, listening to the professionals talk, and then I took fishing classes from a guy by the name of Spence Petros. He was the editor of Fishing Facts magazine at that point, and he had a fishing class that he ran every Wednesday night for 8 weeks. I loved the class so much that first year, and then I decided, well, I wanted to take again, so I took it again. Finally stunk, kind of stuck in my head, and I decided it was time to fish some of these tournaments. Just a little bit after that, won the Professional Walleye Trail Championship in 1998. And I called my sponsor, my first sponsor, which was Lindy Fishing Tackle, Lindy Little Joe, called Nick Adams, and I said, "Nick, you wouldn't believe it. I won the tournament, won the PWT Championship, and on a Lindy Fuzzy Grub to boot." And he said, "Really? Well, that's awesome, Ted. We really appreciate that. By the way, I'm retiring." And then immediately after that, I said, "Well, Nick, who are you interviewing?" And he said, "Well, we're interviewing right now." And I said, "Well, what about me?" And he said, "Well, what about you?" And I said, "I've got marketing experience. I've consulted with companies at Hewlett-Packard for 18 years, and I think I can do the job." Well, he got me an interview with all the board of directors, and I took over the reins of the company. I bought in as one of the owners. I invested my own money into the company. In 10 years, we doubled revenue, quadrupled profit. We sold the company at that point, made all the shareholders a lot of money, and at that point, I could fish full time. Lund Boats been one of my integral partners in doing that. They are boats built by fishermen for fishermen and researched and developed by fishermen. So when you've got guys that care about their product, guys that know about the product, that they know every single little button and where to place it for the fishermen, I think you build a better product. And that's what Lund Boats has done for me all these years. And it's been a wonderful partnership, a wonderful friendship. And I've met and made so many great people in my life at Lund Boats, and I'm so appreciative of everything they've done for me. But for right now, I'm thinking it's time to step back, allow the younger kids to jump in and achieve their dreams as like they would like to have it. So I'm excited about the next phase of life.